So this was originally meant to be a video comparing the plot of Brand New Animal to Zootopia, along with like the world building and city. However, I do not have access to the Zootopia sequel, and I feel like I'd be missing some context, so we'll save that for over the summer whenever I can watch it on my aunt's Disney Plus. So yeah, Brand New Animal is this anime on Netflix that was made by Studio Trigger, and it follows a girl named Michiru, who is a human that was turned into a beastman. Beastmen are these people who can turn into like these half animal things. Basically, all beastmen are born that way, except for Michiru and her friend Nazuna, and the whole premise of the show is her trying to find out why she became a beastman. And this is gonna be a spoiler-free review. This is basically gonna be me trying to convince you to watch Brand New Animal. Here's my pitch. Okay. So, without getting into too many details, the plot is really good. Anima City, which is the city where the beastmen are from, or well, they're not from there, they live there. It feels really full, and it's really fleshed out, and it provides enough of a setting to have various episodes that are kind of filler-y, and, like, it basically still feel real. And for the record, the filler episodes aren't bad. They're not bad filler. They contribute to the tone and the message, and it slows it down so that, like, the pacing makes a lot more sense. So I really like it. It kind of starts off as, like, your typical, like, low energy anime, and then it gets into, like, really high energy, like, wow, crazy shit's going down as the story progresses. Let's see. Also, it has a lot to say about, like, the nature of people and capitalism. Also capitalism. It feels pretty anti-capitalist, actually. I might be reading into it, but, like, yeah. The villain could be read as, like, the villain specifically could be read as, like, a horrible racist old person who, like, does bad things for his own agenda. The characters, really good, okay? Getting the characters out of the way. The side characters, best part of the show, okay? There's this dolphin girl who's only really ever been in Anima City, so she's obsessed with the outside world. She is incredibly sheltered due to reasons that I'm not gonna say because spoilers, but she and Michiru do end up going outside and go to the human world to go to this, like, party, and it's, like, a Beastman party, so they're all dressed up as Beastmen, but they go to the bathroom, or Michiru goes to the bathroom, and they don't know that she's a Beastman, so she can hear them shit-talking the Beastmen, which I think is a really interesting scene. Says a lot about the world, 100%. But, like, I love this show, okay? Other side characters. There's this poor bear kid who's always getting into trouble. He really loves baseball, and he's always purchasing things that he thinks that he needs. He's very susceptible to scams, okay? Like, I swear to God. Also, there's this cult leader girl who's, like, she really, really wants to be a pop star, but she can't be a pop star, so she settles for being a cult leader. She's, like, 16 or 17 and being manipulated by those around her. There's this bird terrorist guy who's, like, really, really cute. Michiru, the main character, is really cool. Listen, I love her. She wants to do so much good in the world, and for the most part she is doing good, but, like, sometimes she gets a little bit too into it. She's kinda like a toned down version of, like, Charlie Morningstar, if I had to give her, like, if I had to, like, categorize her with other animated characters. Also, it's kind of a reoccurring bit that she's a tanuki, but she keeps saying that she's a raccoon, even though it's very obvious that she's a tanuki, cause raccoons have striped tails, and never mind. Also, the other main character, Shiro Ogami, oh my god. He's very cool. I love Shiro Ogami. He's got a lot more going on with him that I can't reveal right now because spoilers. But, like, Shiro Ogami, it means white wolf in Japanese. I wonder what kind of animal he can turn into. Yeah, my bet is, like, dolphin or, like, some sort of fish. Anyways, he's really cool. He's, like, a social worker. He works with the mayor. Also, there's this character who can turn she's like a mink, but everyone keeps calling her a weasel because she's a scam artist, and, like, I guess a mink and a weasel are very easy to confuse, I suppose. Let's see. Also, the art style is really good. Like, the backgrounds have this, like, vibrant, juicy, textured look, and they all seem to... I think that they overlay the entire scene with, like, one color to make it more unified. If that makes sense, I think that's what they're doing, but I'm not sure. Because, like, the color palette, it changes. But, like, it's all very unified. It's all very, they use a lot of complementary colors, okay? It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. Also the character design, really good. Okay, so the thing about it is, a lot of people, a common complaint I see with, like, furry shows is that sometimes characters will have, like, the male characters will have straight up horse heads, but the female characters will just have cat ears. And while this can happen, it's not a gender issue, or at least it doesn't seem to be. It seems to be rule of cool. Like, Michiru still looks very human. I will admit she does kind of look like a human with cat ears on. But Nazuna does not, and, Marie does not. So I don't think it's a female character problem. I think it's like a how often I have to animate this character problem, if that makes sense. Also, the music is amazing. I love the music. If you go to my channel and, like, look at my playlist, I'm pretty sure my drawing playlist is open. It's not really a drawing playlist anymore. I don't listen to it while I'm drawing. I listen to it while I'm reading, and because of that, the end credit song will forever and always be associated with Paige Mahoney and Arcturus Mesarthim hate flirting. But, like, I listen to it while I read, and it's like, the music's really good, okay? Like, especially the theme song, which is not in my reading playlist because it's too upbeat and I will get distracted, but, like, the end credit song and some of the songs in the background are also in my drawing reading playlist. Like, the music is amazing. Like, everything about this show is amazing. I love it. I love this show. But yeah. Anyways. Now, my favorite part about BNA is the arcs that Shiro and Mitsuru went through, because they are mirror images to each other, which I'm about to get into, so if you care about spoilers, click off now. So, Shiro starts out his arc as a tough guy who hates all humans. He is aggressive towards beastmen who work with him, which honestly is reasonable, and he is dismissive of a lot of human things. Whenever Michiru goes off to the human world and comes back, he sort of implies that Michiru should probably stay there, and that he doesn't care if she goes back to live with the humans, and sort of is passive-aggressive about that. We find out that the reason he dislikes humans is because he's like 1,000 years old, and his city was attacked by humans, and ever since then he's been a protector of the beastmen. He even rescued some beastmen from the Holocaust. Yes, that is a real plot point. The mayor of Anima City was rescued from a research facility when she was a child during World War II, and which is a weird thing to bring up, but I really don't care. It puts it in a timeline, and I think that's probably why they did it. Anyways, over the course of the show, he sort of warms up to the humans. He becomes alright with the humans living in Anima City. This is mostly because whenever he says anything about humans that is possibly negative, someone says, well, Michiru used to be a human. And because they're close friends, I mean, he doesn't want to admit that they're friends, but they are. And because they're such close friends, he sort of warms up to the idea of humans not being so bad, through Michiru, essentially, and the people surrounding him. Also, I've been re-listening to the entire thing, and I would like to apologize profusely for the incredibly American pronunciation of all these Japanese names. No, I will not get better. We got like 2 minutes left in the video. If you got it this far, you can handle it for 2 more minutes, I promise. Anyways, so as I was saying, Michiru has sort of like an opposite arc. Not entirely opposite, but it's definitely it's contrasting, let's say. So she starts off insisting that she's still a human, and she desperately wants to change back into a human, get rid of her beastman form, and, like, it's made worse by the fact that she has trouble shifting back into her human form. Even after she figures out how to shift back into her human form, she still says that it's more comfortable for her to live as a beastman in her beast form. Now, the reason for this could be that she starts off from a place that is very ignorant about beastmen and the beastman's culture, but it could also be that she's used to being human, so she sort of just wants to go back. And I think it's a combination of the two, combined with the fact that beastmen are incredibly discriminated against in this society. That's why they have Anima City as a place for beastmen to live alone without harm and discrimination. I've heard people say that it's meant to be a racial allegory, and that's why it fails. But I don't really think it is. Like, maybe they started off trying to make it a racial allegory, but I don't think they're trying to anymore, seeing as people can't just, like, change races because they got the wrong kind of blood in a fucking... I think it's too detached from actual reality to be a decent allegory. I think it's just an allegory for oppression of all types, not of, like, any specific kind, if that makes sense. You can disagree with me. I'm not saying that it's definitely not. I'm just gonna nudge against that a little bit. Yeah. So anyways, Michiru, she starts off, she's very ignorant about the whole beastman situation. She's ignorant about their culture, about how they work. Our Mayor Rose, whom I love, she sort of gives Michiru the rundown on how beastmen work genetically, but she's sort of, like, left in the dark of how they work culturally. And over the course of the series, she learns about the Silver Wolf, which is, like, a god to the beastmen. Let me tell you a little bit of a spoiler alert. I wonder who the Silver Wolf could be. Surely it's not the other White Wolf character who dedicates his life to saving the beast. I'm sorry. I do love this show. It's very good. It can be a bit tropey at times. Which there's nothing wrong with being tropey. I like tropey shows. Let's see. Yeah. So, she also learns about the ways that being assigned as humans has negatively affected, the beastmen in ways you wouldn't expect. For example, the migratory bird beastmen are no longer allowed to migrate. They have to go through your typical immigration procedures, which really affects, like, their specific ways of moving around in the world. Yeah. So basically, once you get to the end of her arc, though, it's sort of, she decides that she's fine being as she is. She's, herself, and she's even offered a drug that turns her back into a human, and decides, nah, I don't want to take it. And at first, this seems to be about, learning to accept herself for who she is. But on a deeper level, if you really look about it, it's sort of about refusing the boxes that she are placed with. Like, are beastmen men or beasts? They're neither. They're like a third thing. And the concepts of humans and beastmen are a lot more fluid than what you might expect. Let's see. Anima City is like one big box that's all the beastmen just decide to live in. And it is a box that does not allow humans inside of it until the end of the series. And Michiru ends up rejecting the labels forced upon her. She says that she will decide what being a human, beastman, or woman means to her. And I put a clip in, but it is incredibly hard to find brand new animal clips on YouTube. It's not a very popular series, which is why you should watch it. Make it more popular, 100%. And it essentially ends with her saying that she and Nazuna are the only people who have lived as both human and beastmen, and therefore can do a lot of good in the world. They can sort of bridge the gap, essentially, and that's sort of how it ends, right? And I personally really love both of the arcs that they go through, especially Michiru. I think Shiro's arc is like, sort of like your typical overcoming your prejudices arc, but Michiru's is a lot more, maybe not more in depth, but it's a bit less expected, if that makes sense. Yeah. Anyways, if you liked this video, let me know what kind of beastman you would be. I think I would be a main wolf beastman, because that's what my persona is. And my stereotype, actually. My stereotypes, actually, if you want to stay here and hear my stereotypes. My stereotypes are, fallow deer, cascade red fox, Ethiopian red wolf? No, not Ethiopian wolf and maned wolf, and those are my 4 stereotypes, if anyone was curious about my stereotypes, which nobody was. Anyways, bye!